Hey guys, welcome to another episode. This time I wanted to talk about inspiration sources and what inspires you, what motivates you, what drives you, to create stuff, to make art. In my case, I think everything works. Let me explain. I can get inspired by, other people's work, by a movie, by a conversation, by a moment in particular, by some experience, be it good or bad, or by a song, by the lyrics of a song. It's like literally everything. Like you just go around for a walk and you come back with like a painting idea or like some idea that is expandable beyond like a single painting. And that's how it's worked for me. Like, no wonder Hivenurian comes from such a deep place. Like, you start with something like a seed, and then everything else kind of contributes to that central point in a way. It builds up outwards. I know there's this concept about like gardeners and architects that we've already mentioned many times before, but I think the sweet spot is somewhere in the middle, where, I should probably explain these two concepts because it's something that I think George R.R. Martin said. A gardener is someone who plants the seed. He plants the seed and then he nurtures that seed and grows into like a nice tree. You can't really control where the tree is going. You just follow, all the branches. It's really organic. So I hope you can see the metaphor and how that relates to the creative methods that you could use in developing your own worlds. Then you have the architects. The architect is someone who has to delimitate every single edge, all the dimensions, all the sizes of everything, the proportions, I don't know, all that stuff is like so well thought before you commit to actually building that stuff. So I find that particular one a little like too constrictive, or what's the word? Limiting, I guess, for me at least, because sometimes I run into unexpected ideas that I would like to incorporate somehow, and I can't because it exceeds the limits that I imposed on myself prior to that. So I don't like it when that happens. That's why I'm trying to find a nice way to mix it with the gardener thing, because the gardener on itself alone is not good either, because you need some control. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need a deadline, you need some limits, you need stuff to create direction. Otherwise, it's just pure madness, just chaos all around. And I can now tell you all of this from my own experience. Like, I've been on both sides, and I kind of know what it's like to be strictly limited to this direction, this other brief, this other instruction kind of stuff. And then to also have all the freedom in the world, to create whatever you want to create. So I've seen both sides, and I can now say that there's no, chaotic energy is very powerful, but it's pointless without direction. Without discipline, you're lost, and you need that kind of practice, that habit of just choosing which path you're gonna walk. How far? We will see that. See, this is how you combine these two worlds, right? And again, ways for me to come up with ideas. I just rely a lot on my own life experiences. And it's not something uncommon to do. Like, if you look at the music industry, lots of artists kind of tell their stories through their lyrics, you know, through their songs. And lots of visual artists as well, they do the same thing. Film directors, even video game developers, you know, that choose to kind of represent something that they have inside, and they put some of those nuances, some of those brushstrokes in a way, you know, some of those details that are really personal, but they kind of represent them in a way that are so relatable to other people, to their audience. And I think if you find a nice way to do that, man, you'll create such a unique product. Like a unique, I don't like to say product, makes it sound too industrial and stuff, you know. When you create from the inside, when you create from your heart, when you put your passion, when you're staying true to your voice, that speaks louder than anything else out there. So I highly encourage you guys to kind of do these exercises of self-awareness. Try to be more aware. Try to acknowledge those moments of, like, you know, when you feel inspired by something, when you feel happy about something, excited about something, you don't necessarily acknowledge that moment as like, I know exactly why I'm feeling this way. You know, you usually go emotional on it. You usually go and rely on, this just feels good, you know, and that's it. If you dig deeper a little bit more, then you realize there's a reason for that. When you decode that formula, you kind of start to apply that many other times at will. You can summon motivation, you can summon inspiration by just recalling those memories of what did it feel like to be standing at the edge of that cliff in Ireland, you know, just witnessing all that void and man, the power of the sea, kind of these kind of emotions that I'm talking about, these feelings that they evoke this type of, I don't even know, I don't have words to put this in. You know, I don't know exactly how to express this, but yeah, I realized how, you know, we rely a lot on our senses to kind of create stuff, like a particular smell, a scent, a particular sound, maybe an expression, some lyrics from a song, music, melodies, landscapes, or animals, or objects, or a combination of those things. You know, that's how you create, you think of the story a little more. You create storytelling this way by integrating these elements together and combining them into some, like some unique, again, combination. I can't think of any better word. But yeah, I hope this was helpful to you guys. I know I didn't go into any specific details and stuff, but I think you can clearly see that in my work sometimes. You know, like in my last episode I just mentioned, I said, yo, this was a dream that I had. I just painted the dream, and I did change a few things here and there to adapt it, you know, to make the painting more interesting than the dream was. And now that I'm talking about this last episode that I made, I should also say that, yeah, it was more bluish. It had no explosions, nothing like that, no fire. It was scary, and I chose to deliberately exclude some details like the spaceships, which, by the way, I later realized it's the same silhouette than those spaceships, ornithopters, I think they're called. It's like helicopters from Dune. And then I realized that the word ornithopter is also like a real thing. It's present in many other IPs in our real world, etc. And yeah, I realized how I dreamed about those shapes before watching Dune, which was weird. So it made me think, did I see it in a trailer or something? And it stayed on the back of my mind until I don't know. I have no idea. It's strange how we how our psychology and how this world works. But I hope you liked this episode, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Until then, please remember to stay creative, take care of yourselves, enjoy your time, and have a good one. Bye bye, guys.